thing is, the reason why you're holding yourself back is because you don't feel comfortable mechanically, and I can tell that. You don't think your aim is good. You don't think your movement is good. So what do? You just get scared and sit and wait for your team to do something. Don't do that. That's hurting you more than you think. Because now you can't practice your aim and movement, and now your team doesn't get to walk. Hello and welcome back to another VOD today. We've been rejuvenating the series. We did one last week and now we're doing one this week. We are actually inviting someone back that I did on stream, you mentioned, on a YouTube stream like 2 months ago, which I will bring back soon if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey, hello guys, my name is Rector. I've switched from console and yeah, I enjoyed the last session we did on Ana. So right now, I would like to improve on BAP too.
And you were where, like 2400 last time? 2100? Somewhere around that gold range, I think?
Yeah, I think I was around 2400. It was a really big fight to get to 2500 at a time. And right now, I'm comfortably getting to 2700 solo, which is a big improvement.
Yeah, I would say that this really goes for anyone at any rank. I think like 2400, 2900, 3400, 3900. Those are like the hardest ones to get past because it's the transition period between ranks. But once you do get past those, you kind of learn what you need to do and then you can kind of coast through. Because it's a lot of just coin flipping as well at those type of ranks. But yeah, Baptiste is a really important character, and I want to just get right into this. I always start off by telling people, like, hey, why is Bap good in this situation? Why is he not? What is the enemy trying to do? And since the VOD's only 13 minutes, or around actually 14 minutes long, we have more time to do that. So I've never looked at your Bap. I've looked at your Ana. I'm pretty sure we looked at your Ana on Blizzard World last time. I might be wrong.
Hollywood.
It all runs together. But let's look at your comp. So why did you pick Bap? Why is Bap good here? And why would Ana also be kind of okay here at this rank, but Bap is better?
So in my experience, Ana on this map, people usually sit on the back. But the problem with that is if they have a dive character, you're gonna be really easy to isolate. So I kind of prefer yeah, exactly, that's the spot. I prefer to be on BAP, so I can juggle on the high ground, which is really good. Like I can drop, I can go up without committing, like Ana. So like if you're there, if you drop, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can't go back to the high ground. While BAP you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And with BAP I can I think I would be a bit harder to dive because I can be a bit closer to my team. I guess you're gonna see where I position myself there, but yeah, through trial and error, I believe BAP is a bit better on this map.
I think BAP can kind of allow for more flexibility, I guess, if you make mistakes, but I kind of want to prove you wrong in a sense into why people play this Vines position a lot and why it can be a mistake. So, like, right here, you're not necessarily diveable. Like, here's the thing, right? If you play Ana right here, and I just want to get this out of the way because I think it's really important for you to kind of I think it'll kind of apply to all characters, and this will be helpful for everyone. Ana right here is not necessarily bad because they can't really dive you. And I'm going to tell you why. So, like, here's the thing, right? In order for them to dive you, they'd have to pretty much get to this position here, if not a little bit closer. And your team standing here is not going to let them do that, right? That's just not going to happen. What can happen, though, and what will happen if the team is smart, is they'll just send a ball tracer pretty much just through here. But the thing is like, that's all great. That's fine. But then you can just drop and play with your team here then. Like, what's stopping you from doing that?
Nothing.
You know? So, like, here's the thing. At that moment, though, they also have an advantage because now they are surrounding you here and possibly here and trying to just create, like, a three-way pinch kind of thing. And I know there's a lot of arrows going on, but it's really important that we kind of see the flow of what's going on here. So they try to pinch you there, but then your response as a team has to be like, oh, their Zen's too far here. We walk into Zen or something. I mean, that's like a very high level, not even high level. It's like, I would say it's like a GM way of thinking through things. But the thing is like at this level, I don't think people are going to be smart enough to be like, oh yeah, let's just push the Ana here and then we win. Because if if you know here's the thing, right? If they push you here and then you immediately know the counter, which is just playing on bridge or playing below here with a Brig or a Mercy in LOS, you're fine. The main reason why I'm saying that Bap is good here is that I think Bap is just generally right now a better character than Ana. I think Ana can work because you have a hog, but I think Bap's just better to support the Rhine, which is what I'm saying here. If the Rhine was on like Orisa, still probably Bap, but like Ana can still work. What I'm trying to say here is that Bap is probably more optimal because you're playing a kind of a stacked comp with the McCree Cassidy and Reinhardt. But let's look over at their composition and what you're going to be needing to use Immo for, because there's a lot of things. So, what are 3 things that you could use Immortality for that the enemy is going to throw at you?
Well, of course, you have enemy ults like Grav. You can save your team from the lasers from Echo, and probably Blade and Sigma ult. I forgot the name.
Yeah, Gravitic Flux. Yeah. I think Sig
Flux,
ult. I just call it Sig. Yeah. So Echo, I mean, I guess you can. But in terms of like the big things that you need to really be looking out for is, hey, when do they have Grav? When do they have Nanoblade? When do they have the Sigflux? Because this entire game is like just literally, it looks like it's trying to test you to use Immortality perfectly. Because they have so many just win fight ults. So we're going to see how you do that, because Immortality field is quite literally the most important thing. The other thing that we're going to look at is resource management, and I'll tell you what that means just right after the first fight, because I'm going to tell you straight up, it's probably not going to be correct. Because even 4500s and ML7 included do not resource manage at all. It's very important that you do so.
I can answer you because I've already watched reviews from you on BAP.
Oh, true.
So yeah, I can already tell what you're going to say.
Okay. That is a good thing then. We're on the same page. Did you watch the BAP guide by chance or no?
I did, but it was
probably a while ago.
Long ago.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Okay, so like here's the thing with BAP, and really this map in general, you have like 2 choices, right? You have playing right here, and you have playing with your team and around this area. I would almost never advise you play Vines unless you're playing Ana, and it's like you don't trust the team comp that you're on. But from what I've learned recently is that this bridge is very strong for almost every character, if you have a Brigitte. That being said, you really should be playing with your team, and also make sure that you're not just like jumping around without knowing what they have yet, because Widow is very, very popular on this map, and I'm pretty sure you're very much aware of the Widow angle that happens up here.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous angle up there that she can literally see everything. And that's when you can kind of use this little nook here. I hate this map when their Widow is run. It's like my least favorite character to play against on this map. It makes me dislike this map a lot, but there's also a lot of good set nades, so I mean, you know. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, starting right here, just don't do this until you know what they have. Like, it's okay with what they have, right? Because they have an Echo and a Genji, so there's really nothing that's going to stop you from being up here. But still, you do not want to set yourself up without knowing if they have a Widow. Because their Widow could have just, like, hook shot up here and then just killed you. Which is really, really, really problematic. And also, can you see what I'm writing down?
Yes, I can.
Alright, cool.
Yes, I can. It's all good.
Okay. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so, honestly, it wasn't perfect. You didn't really need to nade that. But, to be honest, I think most other people at this rank would have naded 5 times by now, and that's really good. So let's see some left clicks. Also, here's the thing, right? The reason why I'm saying play closer to your Rhine is because you would have had less damage fall off there, and there's just no reason to be starting this far away as BAP. Bap wants to be mid-range, close range. He doesn't really want to be long range. So I'd still be playing right with your Bap, especially since nothing's really scary for you. There's nothing that's really going to be doing a lot of damage for you to kill you. So like here, let me take this back. I think right now you're just a little bit too scared. Let's bring this back. Because here's the thing, right? The whole point of this map, because I'm going to teach you the map because it's gonna apply to a lot of other things. As an attacker, you have two options. You either try to rotate your team all the way through here, in which it's very difficult to do that because you have to have a near perfect rotation because someone's going to die. Or you could try to rotate through here, but then you have the defense, once you all reach this door, has an off angle to then pinch you there. So like the thing is on this map and why defense is so strong here is because of that. And if you're playing all the way back here on BAP, you don't have any damage to finish off any of these targets. So what I'm saying here is if you were to be more aggressive, I think this Ana would have died. I think that you guys would have just straight up won the fight. Because you really don't have anything to be scared of because you do have a Ryan shield, you do have regen bursts, you also have a Mercy right next to you, and they're not allowed to just push you. They're not. And if they do push you, you should at least kill two. And you shouldn't die because you have cooldowns. Like, you can trust yourself in this position. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. If I was any good on killing people with that.
I think the reason why you're not any good at killing people right now as BAP is because you're not giving yourself easy opportunities to kill people on BAP. Because right now it's near impossible. You'd have to hit every shot at like some weird angle. That's not really you, from what I'm seeing right now. That's more so the place that you're putting yourself in. So like, make it easier for yourself to pop off. Don't make it harder. And that, again, I've said so many times, Overwatch League DPS players, not all of them are cracked DPS, like hitting every shot. I mean, most of them are like very good and consistent with their aim, but they're not all at that same level. There are some that are better than others, and the ones that aren't as good as the others know how to make the game play to them. And it's very entertaining to watch them play, in my opinion. Not as flashy, but the brain is there. It's like here, like almost 5 seconds of just missed opportunity with damage and healing when you didn't need to. I like that you hold an immo. I think it was a little risky, but like you got away with it, so you assessed the threat, which was good. Healing is fine. So, I think this fight is just like you took a very weird position that was just very, odd with the way the fight was working. I would have just been playing with your Ryan this whole time and like trying to look damage from the start, because then you looked at damage at a bad time. All of this damage could have been prevented had you been more aggressive sooner, so that they didn't have the opportunity to do that. Kind of the idea that damage is healing. Because now your whole team has given up this space in which, like, it's just very awkward that I don't really know what to tell you, because you probably could have walked in with your Ryan when he walked, but like your whole team just kind of sat there. So what I'm trying to say here is be more aggressive so that your team doesn't just lose by like sitting and doing nothing. Because now you lose LOS of your front line and everyone's just all over the place. You could have emoed that at Cassidy, sorry, instead of doing damage, or at least healing him, but the shield was there. But you did have an opening to do some splash. That's very picky. And like right there, you're not bad at damaging at all. Like, you killed that Echo yourself. You just need to do that sooner. That's a good MO. Unlucky that you got slept. I mean, I would say MO around corners, but there really isn't a corner since the fight is just all over the place. Like, there is no corner. You just need to be more aggressive there. Okay, reloading. That's great. You don't need to be healing the Hog because he did just vape himself. You could only send him like one nade and then look for this Mercy that's been flying around you for about 5 seconds. Pressuring her to freak out is a good thing. If you see that people are coming through main, I'd be looking to then take the back position here, but I don't really know how to tell you that because this fight was just bad from the start. The main thing I want to say from this fight is be more confident in doing damage earlier. You will carry games in Plat and Diamond if you were more aggressive on BAP and you force them to lose health early, because then they have to use more cooldowns, and you're pretty much forcing them to use stuff they really shouldn't have to. Is what I'm saying. That's just what I get from the first fight. And if you have any questions, do let me know.
I don't have questions. I just have something to tell you. Is that so like I said, I had coaching before. I think I told you in the first session. And one of the big problems that I had was prioritizing healing over damage. Because before, like I think I'm an extreme person. Like I either damage or heal. So like I'm trying to balance it out, I guess. And about positioning, well, what I learned is like stay alive. Is that what I got from other coaching sessions?
Okay.
So yeah.
So here's the thing, right? Well, let me do the stay alive thing first. You can stay alive by sitting in spawn. True. Does that mean you're winning the game? No, because you need to do something with your life.
Of course, that's the other extreme. Right?
That's the thing. You need to apply yourself. And like, here's the whole idea of lol, just don't die, is that every content creator that coaches is like, yeah, man, like golds, they're just too aggressive and die. No, they like the people that want to actually improve are too scared because they don't want to get flamed by teammates, or they really want this SR. No, you have to do something. Like you have to be more aggressive there, and there's nothing to be scared of. Assess the situation here. Like you have a Reinhardt, and it's Temple of Anubis. They're not going to be able to jump on you, and if they do, you have a Cassidy, you had a Mercy at the time, so even if you die, you get a reasonably easy res. It's more so understand the situation that you're in. And if you die, reflect and be like, was I too aggressive? What could I have done better at that point? I can tell you this much from that right there, you're probably not going to be too aggressive. Now, in terms of the healing stuff and balancing it, I wouldn't even think about it like there are times in which you should damage and there are times in which you should heal. And I think you know those times, you're just not confident in picking which, like, to do it. Like, you just need to apply yourself and just do it. And I know that sounds like so empty in terms of like coaching value, but that's what that looked like. Because you did kill the Echo by yourself. Now, was it perfect? No. You missed a lot of shots. You can fix that. You can just do Vaxta. V-A-X-T-A. But it wasn't bad. You still killed her. So I'm gonna keep... the thing is, I don't think you're gonna... I can try to help you out with when to damage and when to heal. But I think if you've watched the videos that I have made on those, I think you'll understand the concept and you don't really have to worry about it. You just have to execute it. So let's keep going here. So right here, you have 64 to ult. Your Ryan is pushing. Don't be scared. They're not even here. Start pushing forward. Do damage to shield. Do damage to mercy. You don't want to be so far back. Don't play so scared. Play with the hashtag swagdiff. The new hit single. Alright, so right here your Ryan's in a really bad spot. Okay. I like that you didn't use regen burst when you didn't necessarily have to. That's a good use now. The mortality field. Let's see where that was on a corner. It was a little bit exposed. Whenever you're using an ammo, and I understand it was a panic. Hold up.
I did try to.
Just make sure you're always looking for corners. And I know if you try to yada yada yada, always look for it. I always tell this to every single person. It just has to be reactionary. Look where corners are around the map. The more you like realize it, the easier it gets. That you can just put around corners. Yada yada yada. Cool. But that was a good immortality field, and your Sombra actually killed the Ana, which was really, really well done. Didn't even have nano yet, so I don't know why they bladed. Okay, the jump is fine if you know that they don't have hit scan.
I think it was my mistake. I should have been on the other side. Like I did worry about cover there, but I picked the wrong one.
Okay, so you do this. Immediately you go for that. Cool. I'd be looking to weave some damage in there and try to kill the blade fast, because he was half with no bubble and no nano. That's something that you can kill. Plus, you're not really gonna. I mean, I think one nade on the ground and then start shooting is fine, because you also had a regen burst. That's a little picky. Let's keep moving here. You jump up. Yeah, you should have definitely just retreated back to this room. You're 100% correct, because in terms of line of scrimmage, it's gonna go from here to like here, and then you're gonna be behind it. So I mean, you realize that. Yeah, and then it was just unlucky from that point forward, because I don't know. The whole thing with that fight is that it started off just really bad, because your Ryan got really aggressive and you didn't. Like the Ryan has every right to be all the way up here. This is the cutoff line. This door, unless you get a pick and you think you can just win the whole fight, he was right here. So your whole team just needs to be a little less scared and just like push and do some damage to get window, so you can window at the start of the fight. But then you didn't do that, so now you're 70 on window, the fight starts, and they have 6 ults and you don't. Get in their face. They're platinum. I know you know that you can get out of this rank. Well, maybe you don't, but I know that you can.
Yeah. So one question about that, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So like, if you see your tank pushing up, I don't think he did badly, but if you see your tank pushing up, but the rest of your team is not, so would you support the guy that's trying to make the plays, or you stay with your team and not die?
There's no easy way to say this, to say the least. So here's what I'll say here. On this map, let's just look at this map. There are lines in which there's no return. After you pass this door, your whole team has to be committing. I mean, it's okay to go past that door, but like the absolute line of no return should be this door here. Here's the thing, right? Your whole team, if you are saying, hey guys, let's push with this Reinhardt, and if they're not in chat, fucking just do it anyways. If the Reinhardt is pushing forward, and he is trying to give you a shield here so that you can spam and do like a little bit of poke before the fight actually starts, you should take that every time. Now, if your whole team is standing here, and then your Ryan's like, yeah, dude, we gotta pick, I'm just gonna pin. No, that dude's dead. He's dumb. Just play with your team at this point. What you have to do, though, is once the Ryan pins in here, yeah, he's gonna die, but then at this level, most people are probably gonna be like, huh? And then just look, it's almost like some spy game. The guard will be like, what the hell is this dude doing? And they'll turn around, and then your entire team will just destroy them from behind. Yeah, that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In Overwatch. Cool. Does that answer your question? Here's the thing. Let me add a little bit more. If your tank is feeding, and there is no way to save him, that's fine, but you have to utilize the space that he just made. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, even if your Ryan's being a complete moron and pinning into their back line while they're all standing here, like, while that is really stupid, you don't necessarily have to invest an immortality into that guy unless he's, like, pinning into a... Again, there's situations in which that could be the case, but you don't have to invest resources. What you can do is just try to make the most out of the space that he's creating. And just stand here, try to maybe pick off their backline as their front line tries to meet your Ryan. Because they're almost bound to make a mistake, because this situation is difficult. It's like I don't know. I was going to make a chess reference, but I don't think it's a good enough reference. I'm not sure if it's accurate. It's like a gambit, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, do you take the Ryan, or do you just take the now 6v5? If you do end up taking the Ryan, which could be a good choice, do you give up your backline to do that? Kind of. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but it's kind of on that. For any Ryan players that are watching this, do not perform the Ryan's gambit unless you have Shatter, have a bubble, and your team is ready to push. Okay? Don't perform the Ryan gambit, as I call it now. Does that answer it any better?
Yeah, I believe that, of course, it's going to always be a question of judgment. Like,
yes.
if I see that he's the thrower, then fuck him. If it's just trying to make plays and trying to carry it, then I'm gonna help him. Yeah. I
And
guess.
like it's not even like will he carry or if is he trolling. Like even if he's trolling, you can make that kind of not troll. But there are definitely times where it's like, yeah, you're just hard trolling. You just have to see it and react to it. And the way that you react to it, and you're more you're quicker to the draw, I guess, is the easier it gets. The more confident that you are, the easier that you're going to be able to carry games, and that's just a given. But
I guess there's something that I don't know if you know Jane, but he said something that's really smart. If one person is doing something stupid, is throwing, but if two people do it, it's a plan. So I guess that's something that I have to.
in a way, yes. But he is coming from the experience of in team play where you can do those kind of things in different comps and it can work. There is a clear line between, hey, my Rhine is pinning into the back line and will definitely die, compared to, hey, I'm going to pin their back line. When I do pin the back line, bubble me and you guys push from behind. That's a play. And while it sounds a little bit crazy, it would work if the team wasn't expecting it and they had no line of sight of where the enemy was, because they're going to assume that you're on point. You guys could, I could easily see this in contenders. Their whole team plays right here. Someone like a Lucio is scouting up here. The Rhine's like, okay, we're going to pin in 3, 2, 1. Rhine pins, finds their Rhine, and the entire team then collapses on the Ana. That is a plan, and that is what Jane's trying to say. I hate to say this, Jane, but this is also like Platinum, where I mean, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
True. Yeah.
I'm explaining his thought process, because he's 100% right. And that's why when you watch Overwatch League and you watch contenders, they'll do some crazy ass shit for some fights just to kind of like get a free fight win. You just don't see that every time. It's like when people set up here and they brawl from behind them. Like, it in all ways, it looks like a throw because the point is wide open, but if it's executed right, it can work. Not the same thing with Plat Ladder. You just kind of have to assess the situation and try to get the most value yourself out of it. Because it's just that, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, Jane has a point, but it's a point that is better described in team play than it is Plat Ladder. Because it sounds like, from his point of view, the way that he says it is that he almost encourages feeding with multiple people, which isn't the case in ladder every time, because it has to be very situationally, like, perfect. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I understood in a way what you're trying to explain. What he said, like if your Ryan is pushing up, if you push up with him, he's not throwing. Then I guess that's how I understood.
He still can throw, though. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
If this dude is pinning all the way, yeah, he's throwing, but you're just trying to make the most of his throw. But if the whole team is like, okay, this is the plan, and the Ryan can get away with it because the execution was really, really good. The thing is, in this situation, like, you're here and your team's not ready. You don't even have bubble. The dude's just pinning in and throwing. To be honest, even with the plan, the Ryan is still throwing, but the throw is so hard that it can kind of help out everyone else. It's a weird idea, but like the whole idea here is if Ryan pins, or if Ryan's playing close and he's doing it for you, and that's not even a throw at this point. This is a completely different subject. The Ryan is playing correctly. Just play with the Ryan. Because the Ryan can play this close. He just can. But if he holds shield and it breaks because there's no pressure, then he's throwing. But he's not really throwing. Everyone else on your team was throwing.
Right, yeah.
This is something that we can talk about later, because it's something that could go on for hours and hours and hours. But let's keep going here. So your Ryan is nanoed. You look for a window on a corner, which is good. It's a slight angle. Could have been a little bit more of an angle, but I'm not going to harp you on it. It's a decent regen burst. You still haven't had to use Immo, which is good. Now you have to use Immo because he's antied. You try to place it on the corner. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't awful. And I think you carried the fight. That was good. All right. Some slight things I would change. Try to get this MO maybe a little bit farther back this way, since you don't know it. You know that no one's there, and the Rhine would still be there. You place the window kind of like that. There's a slight angle to it. You probably could have made it more like either if you wanted to go this way because you knew they were going to push on you, or if you wanted to be aggressive, you probably could have went this way and swung it either way. But you at least didn't just put it straight flat like this, whereas that you get no value at all. But yeah, okay. That was a good fight. The only thing I would change is like see where the Rhine is, see where your Cassidy is, be there, shoot. Don't be scared. You have the shields to push backwards afterwards. Like this is a big problem that it's not necessarily your fault, but it kind of is because you have the opportunity to carry through it. It's a great anti. Okay, now walk. You have a pick. Be aggressive. Let's walk. Okay, now you're walking forward. It's taking a bit. Don't be scared. Keep walking. Keep walking. Yeah. Shooting. You're not missing shots. Wow. Look how much you just did there. It doesn't look like a lot, but you did a lot for your team by just walking.
Yeah.
Your resource management is not poor. That is like partially your Rhine for not shielding, but also your movement was really bad. So I don't know how much BAP you play. Do you play a lot of BAP?
I do. It's my second main, I would say.
So like if the Zarya is just beaming you here, like you have this box, you also have regen burst. You should not ever have to use immortality in that point, but if you have to, because you don't have the space needed to get to the box, or you don't have regenerator burst, I mean that's an option. Sure, your Rhine should have played a little more aggressively there because you were there, but you also could have just played the box or played this wall. So
I think the whole blame is on me because I saw the shield cracking. So as soon as I saw him walking back, I should have walked with him.
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to focus on the mistakes you made, but the correct play for this Reinhardt, even though the shield was breaking, was to just kill the Zarya because you are here with an immortality field, and she is half health. Like she will die. If you don't even need to use MO or heal him, I don't even think. You could probably just prioritize damage. But healing would be good. You can just right click, left click. But now the Zarya gets out for free because bad movement, just bad. But I think you understand.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see you walk back here. Let's see what your team does. You still have Ana. You use the nano boost. It's a big slam, and they carry you. Nice. Big teams do big things. Okay, you're just right-clicking. This is cool. Reload now while there's you should be reloading there when there's like kind of a lull. Because you also have, if you absolutely need to cancel your reload, you could either melee or you could just throw the MO here, which, I mean, that's the point of focus here. But you still have immortality field. You have 3 picks. I don't know why you're walking backwards. Get in the fight. Get in there. Evade fire strikes. Simple stuff.
Yeah.
All of this could have been avoided had you been more aggressive, because you probably could have found more damage and actually killed them with your Rhine. I'm really harping on the aggression here because I think you're just playing scared, and it's like affecting your reactions and what you should be doing and yada yada yada. Okay, that's a good MO to save yourself. Reason why it's not the perfect MO? You want to tell me why?
It wasn't placed on a corner, so...
It was placed here and not placed here. If it was placed here, you probably would have had it a little bit longer and not died to this blade that you're about to die to. And he will die in 3, 2, 1. Dead! But you guys still win, but you had to invest in EMP, which you had already won this fight before. Wait, did you not win it already? Wow, we actually threw it.
Not well yet.
That's crazy. They still have grabs, so you know that. You're going to be saving your immortality field for that. Ryan didn't really need the MO there. You probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I don't blame you because the Echo's right behind you. I do like that you immediately use the window to try to heal it. That's something that you can do. This is kind of a really poopy spot, though, because you're surrounded. It's not really your fault either. The main fault here is that we didn't play more aggressively when we had the opportunity to play aggressively, so we just kind of let them walk on us. Because these players are no better than you are. Trust me. Okay. The reason why these players are seemingly better than you and beating you is because you're letting them just kind of have 20 minutes to do whatever they want to do. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay.
I guess that's something that I don't think about. It's like they're the same level as me. I go in with the mentality that I'm the one who has to improve, so I'm one of the worst players on the lobby. So
no, you're not. Because half of these players are just playing after work, probably drunk, just fucking around. You know, they don't care about winning or losing. They're just playing the game.
And
a lot of this. No, they're not better than you. Like you have an improvement mindset. I'm telling you, at least 6 of the people in this lobby don't give a damn, if not more. So like, you know, you just have to play with an improvement mindset and be confident in yourself. A lot of this, it's like you're playing so far back that the pace of the game is so slow, and they get all the time in the world to do stuff. And the big difference between, I guess, Plat and Masters is that the speed of the game is a lot faster. It's still pretty slow, at least compared to what I'm used to. But, like, again, the big thing in pro play, it moves super fast. There is not a single second wasted. Every single second is optimized. Right now, there were, like, at least 2 minutes of just nothing happening. Make use of those 2 minutes. And this team will crumble because it's too fast. But in terms of resource management, it's better than most people at this rank, and you're doing a pretty good job. I would just want you to see. I want to see. It's like your resource management is good, but it's not applied. You need to be more confident in forward to apply the damage part of your resources. Immortality fields can go on corners, yada yada yada, but they're good. You're used at good times, so. Let's see here. Let's keep moving. You have a Sig Hog, so Ana could work here if you want to play Ana, but I don't mind Bap because Bap is really good right now. I think Ana is kind of... I don't know. I just like Ana, so I don't even know what's better, what's not.
Yeah, I love Ana too. I believe she's a bit more... I know auto carry on her because like it's obvious. Just anti-nade and you give a huge advantage to the team.
I mean,
but
yeah.
Bap, it's a bit different.
Bap is applying damage, applying yourself, good immortality fields, good windows, which is arguably stronger than Ana, but it's harder to pull off. At least at this rank, when you're like learning. So right here, your rotation. Remember what I said about this map? Like, this is kind of like you should die here. You kind of just stood here. You need to have a game plan for what you want to do. So when your team is making this space for you, you kind of have to go this way, considering their junk is killing you from the left side. So you almost have to go through the right and just try to take the high ground as fast as possible. The thing that you can't do, and what you did do, was stand right here. That's a no-no. Standing here, you're gonna die. You gotta rotate when you rotate through a choke like this. You're probably gonna die because of this, because there's a mine right there, and it's about to blow up. Okay, never mind. That Junkrat is questionable. Yeah, this is really dangerous. Don't do this. Don't do this. Be confident in yourself to make the correct rotate. Because what you could do here is just, you took about 10 seconds, in about 2 you could probably make it through here, and in 10 seconds you're already on the high ground with Hog. You actually would be on the high ground with Hog, because the Hog was with you at the start. At that point, you have angles, and then they can't really just stay here. You guys get point, and then it's, you know, you force them to do something. Right here, you're just sitting in their spam and getting no value. I don't know how you didn't die yet. Now you're gonna die, right? They're gonna shoot the BAP. They're gonna shoot the BAP. Okay, no they're not. Yeah, this is really sloppy because the rotation was just really bad. Immortality field, really just not around a corner, not soon enough.
Yeah.
I think you know that because you've watched the BAP guide. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Right here is just rotations are really, really poor. The healing's good. You're aiming at a good spot, so you make sure you at least hit the dude. And somehow you get out alive. I like that left click. Like, this resource management is not bad. This is really good. This is really good. Okay, like those 2 nades not needed. But this seems like, I don't know what's going on. Everyone's out of my sight. What am I doing? Be more aggressive. You have a shield. Allow yourself to use those resources. But that right there, like, that was not platinum resource management. Like, that was really, really solid. And you did a lot right there. You literally made it so that the Widow didn't have to hit shots. She just had to hit bodies. Like, you got a lot of value there. Whether you notice it or not. Right here, this is good. Where was this aggression on defense? Look how the Junk's like, I can't play with my shield anymore. I don't know what's going on. Again, easy body shot for your Widow. You are carrying this fight now. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like that right there was really perfect. The 10 seconds that you're like, I don't know what's going on, that will lose you games. You need to be confident. You need to try things. If you die, whatever. You think about it, you go next. I don't think you're a stupid person. You just carried that fight once you had an opening to do so, and you were confident to do so. Do that every time.
I'll try.
No, you don't try. You just do. Like, there is no trying. You do it. And if it don't work, you do something else. Don't try. Always do. Always do. Or do not. Here's the thing. I don't like the word try in a lot of different scenarios because it implies that I'll just give it a shot. Nah, dude. It kind of makes it feel like I'm not going to go 100%. Just do it. Do the choice with force and with meaning so that you get the most out of it. And then if you really don't like it, you just don't do it again. But if the try implies that, I'll dip my toe in the water. Nah, dude, dive head first. See if you like it or not. Don't waste time. All right, let's go. All right, we have Window. We want to use Window because Window... Oh, well, no, you don't because your Widow and Mercy just got wrecked. So you're not using ults here. You could have emoed that. Yeah, whatever. I'm not even going to look at this fight because it was lost from the start.
Yeah,
you can still use Immortality Field because, like, maybe there's always the chance that the junk grab pushes too far and yada, yada, yada. I mean,
yeah.
Sure, maybe letting him die is okay so that they don't get ult charge. Maybe that's your thought process, but
no,
it's minimal.
I'm going to be honest.
It's just, yeah.
We lost. And then I thought, like, I took too long to die, but yeah, it's just...
Okay, are we good to keep going?
Yeah.
Alright. They have 5 ultimates. Let's see what you do. Good luck. Good luck. You might need it. Window should be your first option here because Window, you get so fast. Great damage. That's a good left shift. I don't like coaching left shift. It's like the very last thing I like telling people on VAP because it's so powerful still, and you can just kind of use it whenever. That was a good left shift though. So here, tip number 1 on Anubis: unless you get a pick or you have a rush comp, rushing down main is probably not the best idea. You have 2 other options. You either go left, which is the most popular one, or you go right, which is also really, really strong, and I tend to take it because it's more of like you're gambling on your mechanics, and you're really hoping that you can execute, whereas left is a safer option. It really depends on like where they're set up and where they're going to let you go. But going down main with just a Sig, and they have a Junk and an Echo, I wouldn't just hard peek this, especially when your Sig doesn't have shield. That's just map 101. You do get res though. So right here it's okay because your Hog is pushing very, very aggressively on right side and took all of the aggression away from it. So now the lane is open. But the mid lane is almost never open because most teams hold the Rhine shield here or the Orisa shield here, shooting you while you're walking in. So generally main is never clear. There are times where it is open, but you just have to look for that. Just know that that's like the least likely push.
I guess it wasn't my turn.
This right here was just like you died really early and your team then had to slow down the pace of the fight, but then your Hog was already in, so it kind of messed everything up.
Baptiste.
But now it's like, okay, the fight's lost, just die. Just die. I'm fine with Immo because they don't get any alt charge out of it, and maybe you find a pick off of it. But what did they use? They used Valk, they used Window, they used Echo Alt. They used 3 alts in a fight that you lost from the start. So that's a dub. We'll take those. Alright, we're still looking for Window. Maybe we look Window to counter a grab, or we look it to be aggressively here. It really depends on what you want to do. See what they're doing? You see what their team's doing? Sorry, I just slapped my mic. Not what their BAP's doing, but you see what their team's doing right here and shooting them? Look how exposed you are. If the BAP was there, he would have killed you. I need you to do that on defense. I also need you to be a lot more scared of all 6 people looking at you here. Like, wait for your team to get back, because you will die at higher rates. So this is just confidence. Like, this isn't even that was cockiness. Just walking into their entire spam. Don't do that. Utilize your shield.
Yeah, it's strange.
Alright, the fire in the hole just came out. But yeah, what's up? Sometimes you stay back, sometimes you're just in there.
Yeah, that's really strange that in the beginning we were talking that I should go forward, and on these situations, which is really bad, I walk forward.
No. Walking forward is totally fine. You just walked forward while you weren't thinking, and your SIG wasn't even there. Like, walk with your SIG. And it's also the misunderstanding of what space is on the map that's available to you. Like, this whole area right here is not available to you unless you at least have a Sigma to mitigate damage. And if their BAP was up here, you would have died. If their whole team was committing up there, you would have died. Also, to fill you in now, if you don't, well, you can't hear, but on YouTube you can hear. The tire is out, so you should be looking for, or hearing, trying to locate where this tire is so that you can immortality field whoever's getting hit. The hog's dead here, though. No? You're dead. No, you jumped it. Wow. That was impressive. That was a little bit of a gamble, but it worked out. That was a good window. It forced them back and forced them to use ultimates. It was aggressive, but I'm okay with that window. That was a really, really well placed demo as well. Yeah, that was really well done. I think the window could have been closer to you, so you got more value out of it, but the idea of the window was good, and the immortality field was very well placed. That was really well done. Now you're chilling. Okay, the aggression is good. You didn't need that second nade, but the first nade was fine. You're not just hard healing, which is fine. You used like 3 nades you didn't have to, but this is a really difficult fight to tell. The left damage, yep, left click damage is great. Immortality field the SIG! Oh, now it went all to shit. Let's take this back. Okay, I swear you're like 2 different players in one. There's times where you play like a freaking bronze, and there's time where you play like a grandmaster. It's weird.
Grandmaster, that's not Grandmaster. No.
No. The ideas of damage and when you should heal and damage is very, very good. That most Masters players do not understand. They just do shit. But like, this is really good. Left click. Cool. Yep. Left clicking the ammo. That's good. You forced that out on their team. Could have been a little more aggressive. Maybe picked off that SIG sooner. Whatever. You're still left clicking shield. Cool. Okay, yeah. That dude's already gone. Sombra just got rolled. That's not on you. Maybe you could have done a quick recon flick over and heard that she was translocating. I'm not going to harp on that because the SIG is the main focus here. The problem is that your SIG is one shot. Needs the MO now if the enemy SIG is good. You need to just MO immediately. It doesn't even have to be in a corner. It just has to be right here in the middle so that the Echo doesn't get around to see it. The MO is definitely needed right now. But then your SIG dies because you're like, oh, I just messed up here. I am going to try to make up for that. And then it just didn't work out and then your SIG dies and then all this shit. That Sombra dying is 100% on her. There's no reason that she should be dead to an Echo when she has Translocator. There's just no reason. There's no reason at all. That's on her. The Sigma dying, that's on you. And the fact that the Sigma didn't die on the enemy team is also kind of on you. But the push leading up to this in terms of resource management, what to shoot, when to not, is very good. So we need that type of aggression every time because you almost carried this fight. That seemed pretty unwinnable. And also, let me remind you, like, the immortality field was in a great spot at the perfect time so you didn't die from grabs. Like, Very well done. You just need to do a little more on the character, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on Ana now. Whatever. I'm just looking at what you got, what you're doing. All right, right here. Understand the space that they are holding and where the danger lies. They are on high ground. Don't look at them. If you want to look at them, peek here and then walk back in when they start shooting at you and it gets scary. Sitting in open with no shield on you, that's a little scary. Now, the Sigma could have put shield at a better angle. He could have put it up here so it blocks them, but I don't expect the Sig to do that at Platinum. So use your environment. But it's okay to be aggressive here because you already, you bridged the hardest space, which is the space between these 2 points, because you have to just hard send it. There is a little mediary here, but once you get there, you're not reasonably going to die in here unless they all try to push, and which your team will kill. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So you did it later, but you should have died. You didn't need to use that regen burst, whatever. They used ammo. Huge. We're chilling. We're chilling for our team to come back. All right, now let's walk with our Sig somewhere. You can just walk down main because they already used Immortality Field. Because you already got the opening, you can do it. I like that you didn't regen burst when you didn't have to. I need you to walk, though. I need you to walk. It's been what, 15 seconds, and we still haven't walked. Especially when your Sig's giving you the space. Let's start counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now there's a window, so you kind of can't walk. But you see what I'm saying here? You kind of just gave them 10 seconds to build window and then stop you from pushing down main while your whole team was walking in. That's a problem. Speed the pace up of the game. Be confident. Take rotations effectively. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. Your regen burst usage is good. Your immortality fields could use a little bit of work on corners, but the overall usage of it is good. The windows, you need to charge it faster. The way that you do charge, and this is kind of the way you charge it faster is by being more engaged in the fight, doing more damage, healing when it's bigger. It gets you more. The thing is that you're not applying yourself in order to do that. Exo boots and movement, not the best, but you can work on that. Aim, not the best, but you can work on that. The thing is, the reason why you're holding yourself back is because you don't feel comfortable mechanically, and I can tell that. You don't think your aim is good. You don't think your movement is good. The thing is, the reason why you're holding yourself back is because you don't feel comfortable mechanically, and I can tell that. You don't think your aim is good. You don't think your movement is good. So what do? You just get scared and sit and wait for your team to do something. Don't do that. That's hurting you more than you think. Because now you can't practice your aim and movement, and now your team doesn't get to walk. Because your BAP's in the backline with the Ana. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going here. Okay, immortality field.
Bad.
You didn't need it. Your hog is not below half. Neither is your, what is that? Your Ana.
Ana.
You can just heal that Ana in the air and she should be fine. You also just regen bursts. Hopefully within her LMS. I don't know if it did. Just not needed. Also, it just got canceled by the Ana, who's absolutely nutty. Now, see, if you wouldn't have used the immortality earlier, you would have had it now, and you probably would have carried the fight because your Sombra just EMP'd their entire team. Not their entire team, but you get the gist. Yeah. And now you're going to die because the Echo Sigma's in the backline and you don't have an immortality for yourself. Don't you love Baptiste? I love playing this character. You messed up once and it messes up the whole fight. But had you used it right, you would have carried the fight. So I guess he's a good character in that sense. I just think that's really boring. Okay, now it's 1 minute down, and now I'm going to tell you straight up, your resource management is going to go to the shitter because you're stressed about winning or losing the game. Yep. It happens to the best of us. Just wanted to point that out. See, yeah. The thing with BAP is that you have to keep a calm mental. You have to, because the moment that you slip and you start getting scared is the moment that it just all goes to shit. So you made a lot of mistakes here that you don't usually make. Again, it's a mindset thing. Because now you're down 3 nades, 6. You're down to 5 nades. You're walking down main. You don't have regen burst. Yeah, it's not good right now. In this situation, your team just needs to rotate left. For the love of God, please just rotate left. If your team isn't going to do that, please just go left. Please. Tell your team to do it. Because you don't get a good window here. You get a much better window on left. Just try it once. Ammo is just bad. This is all just going to go to shit. I'm going to just let it play. Because there's just more important things to look at here. You need to use windows sooner, but at the same time, your team needs to not go down main. And you need to tell your team to not do that. Team needs to go left, because now you're in double. You don't even double. You were on double shield, but now he's on monkey. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could you have carried this game? Absolutely. You made a lot of mistakes, but like they're easy enough to fix because I think you understand them.
Maintain that positive attitude.
And that's that. Okay, let me write down the last few notes. Let me take a drink real quick. Do you have any questions before I write the final notes?
Well, I don't think there's nothing that we didn't talk about that I have questions. So
Okay, so let me write down the notes, and you can interrupt me whenever.
all right,
Okay.
I'll write them down too.
Number 1, confidence, or as I like to talk about it. And if you, I don't know, I'll link you the rap afterwards, because now I literally have subject matter to tell you how to think musically through playing the game of Overwatch. Adopt the hashtag swagdiff mindset. What do I mean by that? Confidence without ego. Don't walk in and think that you're the shit, because I'm going to tell you, no one's the shit. We're all human, okay? But also walk in there and do your shit. Not talk your talk. Just get the job done. Don't be scared. Don't be bitch diff. Be swag diff, okay? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, your resource management. Okay, nothing that you do is perfect, but it's not plat. Like, the Baptiste is not plat. It's pretty good. You're just scared to do what you need to do. Which maybe could highlight some more mistakes. But I don't know. I would have to see. So this goes, the confidence. This goes pretty much just to apply yourself. However you want to write it, just apply yourself. Be more aggressive. Take rotations fast. The speed of the game is important. I don't want to write this all down because it's kind of what we've talked about the entire day. And I probably am going to put this up on YouTube. So you do have the VOD to look back if you absolutely need to. So, number 2, a big problem was window. So I am going to write down window and just be more aggressive with it. Because here's the thing. I think this is good. You're going to realize that what the course of action is going to be. You're probably going to play about 10 games in the future. You're going to start feeling more confident, and then you're going to realize, wow, I have window a lot more. How do I use window? So I'm going to say always try to window corners harshly 45 degrees if you can, because that gives you more sight line to do it. But you have to assess the situation, like, should I go this way with the angle, or should I go like this way with the angle, or should I make it really, really tight and make it just a little bit less obtuse? Does that make sense? So like if they're, because if they're reasonably going to be able to push you, this top window, while it is angled very, very well if you were trying to be aggressive, isn't going to work because they're just going to walk through it. But if you have the advantage and you window like this, they're just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to walk away. But if it's like really, really tight and it could go either way, you could really go either or. The one thing that you really don't want to do is have the window be at a perfect horizontal, because it's just really awkward that way. Really, really awkward. And I could go on and on and on about windows all day. I love windows, like refrigerators. But I'm going to leave it at that. And if you have questions, let me know. And And lastly, immortality fields. Your immos, like, not all of them are bad. Your threat levels and understanding those threat levels were pretty decent. I would still look at that and always try to get better, because immo is always going to be a fundamental part of the character. I'm just going to say corners. Always placing immortality fields around corners, because then they can't shoot them. Like, here's the thing. The timing of the lamp when you got grabbed, so that it would keep you alive. And then also, you didn't need to use it for the sig ult because it was on the corner and they couldn't push you. Fantastic. Use that. Also, like, the threat levels, like, you made minor mistakes. It's just, I'm not going to note it because you know that. You just need to work on that. And then the last thing I'm going to say, homie, if you want to get better at moving, Vax is a good resource. But the other thing you can do is try to look up around scrim time. I don't know where. I'm pretty sure you're in Germany. Yeah. I don't know what the 8 to 10, the 6 to 10 range is usually when those are going on. PM. Yeah. You can always look for tryhard FFAs to maybe make it so that your movement is better. And you feel more confident taking 1v1s against better players, because that's typically like GM, Masters, Diamond players in those lobbies. And that's all I really have for you. Do you have any questions?
I guess. Well, I think I understand everything. The only question that comes to mind is not even about BAP. Would it be a good idea? I know, like, I can't get better with BAP playing other characters, but would you recommend just sticking to BAP, or play Ana and Zen like I like to?
You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do?
Yeah.
What are your top 3 characters in terms of fun?
Ana, Zenyatta, and BAP is fun too.
Play those 3. Play Ana, BAP, Zen, Moira. Play those 4. Play Flex Support. Have you watched the Flex Support video that I made?
I don't think so, no.
I'll link that to you. Play Flex Support then. Play what you like. Don't play what you just want to do to win, because you're going to get burnt out. And your BAP's not bad, so I don't think you're going to struggle winning. I just think you definitely need to do some aim training. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's something that anyone can learn. Aim is something that anyone can get better at. And it's a lot easier to teach someone how to get better at aiming than teaching someone how to think through a very, very complex game. And that is backed by various coaches I've talked to.
All right.
Because my aim was not good in the past. It still isn't the best, but it's a lot better.
Yeah, and then about movement, Vexter, what do you recommend?
I just put the bots on hard, 10 minutes on each character. It really depends on the time that you have. I usually say half an hour of Vexta a day makes the bad aim go away. But it really depends on what you want to play that day. If you want to do just 15 minutes, it just DM me questions about that, and I can give you a better answer.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's like you could really do whatever. You just need to start doing it, kind of idea. 30 minutes a day, 10 minutes on each character you want to do, like on a Zen BAP, that could work. Or 15 minutes on a BAP. Or the full 30 minutes on just one character. It really depends on what your goal is for that day. Because I used to do like 30 minutes on just Zen, but now I do like 15 Zen, 15 BAP, because that's what I scrim on right now. I understand that you don't scrim, so like that doesn't really apply. So it's really like what you think you're going to be doing that day. Like if you're going to be playing more BAP or Ana.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't have any other questions.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out again and doing this with me. If you have any questions in the future, please let me know. And if anyone has any questions in the comments, please let me know. If you have watched this far, it's been like an hour. I really appreciate it. And I hope you learned from this video. I always feel like these are good to watch in the background. So just let me know if you want to keep seeing this. And yeah, but until next time, I got a peace out and Paz out. See you in the next one.
Bye, guys.